Hello everybody, it's Monday. How's everybody doing today? Ready for some real shenanigans? There's enough of it going around, I'll tell you. Crime rates in D.C. I don't know. Trump thinks World War III is in Washington D.C. But here's the rub. Crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. Violent crime is down 26%, homicides are down 12%, assault with a dangerous weapon is down 20%. These include non-fatal stabbings and non-fatal shootings. According to 4NBC Washington D.C, carjackings are down 37%. Over half of carjackings this year are done by juveniles. So at the end of June, juvenile crime increased by a whopping 1%. 1%. The Republicans have this thing about 14-year-olds. Have you noticed? Any of the mainstream media out there only seems to report on the 14-year-old victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Never mind somewhere under 10. Quite a few 12 and 13-year-olds, but 14 seems to be the magic number with those perverts. I'm just saying. 14, 16, that's all they report on. They don't talk about those 9, 10, 12-year-olds. Never. Dershowitz, in all his infinite wisdom, because apparently the masseuse he had was 14, so we need to bring that age down to 14 years old for age of consent, from 16 to 18. I think in a lot of states it's still 18. Some states it's 16, but he wants it down to 14 because apparently that's how old his masseuse was, just saying. But he kept his underwear on, and Trump wants 14-year-olds held as adults in criminal prosecutions. They have this sick and twisted thing about 14-year-olds because instead of worrying about the 14-year-old victims of a global child sex trafficker like Ghislaine Maxwell, they're gonna concentrate on a couple of 15-year-old kids, one boy, one girl, that put a beating on big balls. So he has completely lost his mind. I'm out here on my new deck, by the way, in case you hadn't known. There's no railings yet. No railings, but Vivi's just hanging out, checking it out, doing a test, I guess. But yeah, so I'm out here on this because behind me there's noise I can't get away from. We're on a detour route now because of construction, so we got more cars than I've ever heard in the 24 years I've lived here. So anyway, there's that. But Trump has completely lost the last few brain cells that he possesses. I'm just saying. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love me, like me, share me. Don't forget to subscribe. Really helps my algorithm, and I appreciate it very much. And my hangers on. I don't know what I'd done without you. I really don't, because we're going places, you and me. We are going places. So, on August the 2nd, 2025, Trump confirmed Judge Jeanine Weirdo as a full-position U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C. She was named interim attorney on May 8th, but got her in there. Another Fox News hoax. What's that, 30 now? I don't know. A week ago, she was all happy, saying that violent crime was down and it will get even better in Washington, D.C. with her being at the helm of the Justice Department. Sort of. But last week, Big Balls got a pop in the nose. I mean, in my opinion, I think he was doing too much of this when he should have been doing some of this. But anyway, two unarmed 15-year-olds, a boy and a girl, and it was probably the girl that put the beating on him, said that they were going to steal his car. They had no weapons, no nothing. He actually put his girlfriend, I don't know if it's a girlfriend, but his female friend, he made sure she got in the car, and he walked around. Now, I'm thinking instead of just getting in his car and telling these kids to F.O., that he He could have just gotten his car and left. But no, 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 no. I think he squared off with the teenagers instead of just getting into his car himself and driving away. The pictures displayed all over social media almost immediately were, in my opinion, as fake as that bullet wound to the Mango Moose Knuckle's ear that he had to put a panty liner on. This kid sat there, he had his shirt off. I don't know why he had his shirt off, because there was no marks on him anywhere. And he only had like one arm out of it, and it looked like he smeared the blood on himself, because it didn't look like it was coming from any wounds. Like even a bloody nose. Everybody will go like this. If you get a bloody nose, you should do this, but that's besides the point. For some unknown reason, and now they're saying his friend told him to take his shirt off so he could take pictures of it. It looked like what he got was a fat lip and a bloody nose, and somehow those blood smears were all down his arms and his belly, and his white pants were all full of blood. But you know, head wounds bleed a lot. They really do. And a nosebleed like that after getting a good thumping, I've had my nose broke. Oh yeah, it bleeds a lot. His nose was swollen, maybe broken, because it looked like it was kind of wide there. But they probably just would have grabbed that like click when they got to the hospital and set that. But after all the shit he did and said to federal workers as he was kicking them out of their offices and having them fired, I guess karma's a bitch, rich boy. Just saying. Some wrestler guy named Tyrus said Big Ball's beatdown is an antidote to the erosion of masculinity among Gen Z. Is he saying that they're a bunch of wimps? I don't think so. We've worked so hard to water men down, and the ones that suffer the most are the women. For fuck's sakes, really? Big Ball's even put the girl in the car. She probably could have taken them on. But that's besides the point. But yeah, that's what he's saying. And then Trump has him come to the White House in the Oval Office, and he puts a medal around this kid's neck. So now he's become a martyr. He's become a martyr. Gives him a little more ammunition for what he has in store. Spoiled little rich kid. As a direct result of Big Ball's, for entertainment purposes only, allegedly self-inflicted wounds, because there was too much of this and not enough of this. Washington D.C. is under martial law by every agency available to the Mango Moose Knuckle's tiny, fat, little baby hands. When Big Balls, now no balls apparently, I guess gets a medal for his fake ordeal, for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, I believe one of those teens will come forward, like they did in Jussie Smollett's case, and say they were paid to beat him up so Trump could pull another one of those, oh, look over there, another big distraction from the Epstein stuff. So pull another stunt, look over there, and have the jackboots come into D.C. and take over the city. Because that's what's happening as I tell you this. He said he would do it when he was traveling back and forth to D.C. for his court case with Judge Tanya Chutkin when he was trying to steal the 2020 election. Remember that? He bitched and moaned every time he was there, blaming Mayor Muriel Bowser because he wouldn't say this out loud, in my opinion, for being a nasty woman and a low IQ person, which you all know. And I know is his code words for strong black female with a spine and common sense. Now today, August 11th, he has ordered all homeless people to leave Washington, D.C. immediately, and he will give them a place to stay far away from the Capitol. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? The Mango Moose Knuckle has deployed the National Guard to D.C., and he has put the city police service under federal control. He is really trying to shake the Epstein shit off himself with all those abuseful, wasteful, and probably illegal stunts. This chicken taco is using the military and federalizing local police to the U.S. And the U.S. Park Police and sort of deputizing them like a posse or something from the Wild West to deal with crime in D.C. That weirdo billionaire guy, Secretary of the Interior there, Doug Burgum, really needs to trim those eyebrows. They're like this long. Have you seen that? With all his money, I would have had that fixed. He says they're already removing homeless camps from the parks and putting park police in front of all the monuments to make D.C. safe and beautiful again, in keeping with the president's goals. So this wasn't a, oh my God, look what's happening. This was a goal all along, from day one. He just needed an excuse. And big balls is the excuse. Scammy says crime in D.C. is ending, and it's ending today, she said. She's going to prison soon. The government will use every power we have to fight criminals. Taking over law enforcement in the city will be the great FBI. Director Cash App. In my opinion, FBI is fucking big idiot. And our secret weapon, Judge Janine Weirdo the Wino. Yeah. Pig Egg Sith stepped up to his non-existent plate and said the National Guard will be flowing into the streets in the coming week, and he is prepared to bring in specialized guard units to the city too for all this non-existent crime. More waste of money. The last time the National Guard was deployed to Washington, D.C., remember when that was? That would be January 6th, when Trump's insurrectionists and cult members stormed the Capitol. So the breakdown right now is, number one, Trump is formally declaring a public safety emergency in D.C. That's funny, there wasn't one yesterday, or for the last, 8 months, 7 months he's been in power. Two, Scammy Blondie is taking control of the Metropolitan Police Department. I don't know if she has that power either. And three, a deployment of more officers and FBI agents on the street, removing criminal gangs. Trump has asked for 3,500 police officers to patrol the streets. They didn't have that many during the George Floyd protests or the Black Lives Matter protests. Even Trump's buddies, Xi, Kim, and his daddy Vladdy, don't have a police presence in their big cities and their capitals. They just don't. Well, maybe Moscow does now, because Volodymyr Zelensky is bombing the shit out of everything around Moscow. So maybe there's a bigger presence of military than usual. Just saying. But like I said, crime's down all over in Washington, D.C. So this is just another look over there, and he's still got the Epstein shit all over him. That's never going away. He will never be able to wash that out of his soul. And you know what? You know who else won't be able to get rid of it out of their soul either? Are those warriors that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell abused and threw away like they were yesterday's garbage without a second thought. So anyway, Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. And let's see how far this farce goes in D.C., because I know people are going to be standing on their back legs and saying, not today, Satan, not today. Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Like I said, give someone a hug. They're going to need it. And it is so hot and sticky out here. Me and Viv are going back indoors where at least there's a cross breeze. No air conditioning, but a cross breeze. Don't forget, all you newcomers, if you're here and haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Like me, love me, share me. And I love you. Hangers on. Have a great Monday. Welcome to the newcomers. Bye-bye. I love you all.